Of course, a lot of anticipation in terms of what new pledges will come up at this fourth installment of the South Africa Investment Conference. Let's take you to outside the conference place. Glorious Sefako, our colleague, is standing by. Glorious, how can you tell us about what's been happening where you are?
Good morning, Desiree, and good morning to our viewers. Well, a short while ago, the conference was opened by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let me just take you through what he said in his address to the delegates. He mentioned that he talked about the complications that were brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy, saying that if it had not been for the economic relief packages that government brought forward, more jobs could have been lost. We know that we've seen hundreds of thousands of jobs being lost due to the pandemic, due to the lockdowns that were implemented to try and cap the spread of the virus, because it was a new virus. We saw the virus claiming hundreds of thousands of lives across the world. So when the pandemic hit in early 2020, government introduced a lockdown that really had impact on various sectors of the economy. So he mentioned that during this fourth investment conference, saying that it could not have come at a better time, because remember the conference was supposed to be held in November of last year, as they've done every year, but last year it was postponed to be held this March. It was hoped that by now, more people would have been vaccinated. They'll be able to bring people to meet face to face like they're doing now. We also had the local government elections in November, which is another reason why we could not have the conference last year. So he took delegates through reforms that government has implemented, or it's in the stage of implementing, to try and make doing business in South Africa easy. He spoke about the recent auctioning of spectrum and the kind of opportunities that it will bring, saying that this will help improve connectivity to also people in the rural areas, saying that he spoke to mobile companies and they are very pleased with the outcome of the auctioning of the spectrum. He spoke also about transforming the energy sector. We know that energy is a big crisis for South Africa. It's been one of the reasons that has hindered investments, has impacted on businesses with like load shedding. So he says that government is in the process of trying to create a competitive energy market, saying, speaking about the self-generation threshold that was increased to 100 megawatts, saying that they are attending to the energy problem. Another issue that he focused on was improving the efficiency of rail and ports, saying that Transnet is in the process of facilitating the third-party access to the rail network. He spoke also about the unit that he mentioned in the State of the Nation address earlier this year, a unit that's dealing with bureaucracy that is it's set up in the presidency to try and make doing business easy in South Africa, to welcome investors and attend to the different challenges that they may face. He said that it took a recap of how far investment pledges have come since 2018, when they launched the target to try and attract investments of about 1.2 trillion rand. He says that so far 774 billion of pledges have been made, and out of that 770 billion was for 152 projects. So far about 45 projects have been completed and they are operational. About 57 are in the stage of construction, and about 15 were delayed because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown restrictions. And he also thanked investors for being here, saying they are overlooking the challenges that South Africa has been facing, and that the government is trying to assure them that their investments in South Africa are secure, that they are trying to strengthen institutions, fight corruption, tackle crime, and make it safer for them to be in South Africa, telling them that South Africa is open for business. Desiree?
Glorious, we also had that address by the President of the Development Bank of Africa, just lauding South Africa in terms of what it's achieved since the inception of this conference. Take us a bit into that.
Yes, we heard also from the president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Adesina, saying that South Africa is bankable, that investors should believe in Africa. He said the African Development Bank will support the drive for South Africa to go into cleaner energy, what we call the just transition, saying that the African Development Bank, together with other international partners like the G7 countries, they are working on establishing a just transition facility, of which South Africa will benefit from that as well. He said that this will transform South Africa into a just transition hub. Desiree?
Just talk to us about that 42.5 billion that he said the bank was pledging to the South African economy.
Yes, Desiree. He mentioned that because of the kind of challenges that we are having in terms of energy, and remember South Africa is still using coal as a main source of energy, and the world is trying to move more to cleaner energy, to try and use more cleaner energy for the economy. That's why the African Development Bank will try to facilitate that South Africa gets there and without accumulating more debt. Well, Desiree, for now, the panel in the plenary is continuing, and we'll take you to that, and we'll come back to you with an update later.
One thing, if we